Update 26.1 The Rising Tide is live on PC, and the update has started the rollout of Empyrean, with a new dojo room, the Drydock. This room is massive compared to the other rooms in the dojo, and has 3 doors, so you want to rotate it and check which entrance you want connected initially before construction, as well as making sure the above and below sections of your dojo are not colliding with it. The Drydock requires 20 dojo capacity, 6 energy, 100,000 credits, 25,000 salvage, 850 circuits, 15 tellurium, and a single former for a ghost clan. As usual, that will scale upwards based on your clan's tier. Once all the resources have been deposited, you'll have to wait 12 hours for the room to complete construction, or you can rush it with platinum if you want to do that. When the room has been built, you can interact with the research terminal and start the research for creating the ship Cephalon. This research costs 5 mutagen mass, 5 detonite injectors, 5 fieldron, and 4 orokin cells. This research will take 1 hour to complete. Once the research completes, you can replicate it, and from there you'll need to build the Cephalon in your foundry. He costs 5 mutagen mass, 5 detonite injectors, 5 fieldron, and 2 orokin cells, with the research taking 6 hours. Once he has been claimed, you will start the Rising Tides quest that will have you search across the star chart to find the components needed to research and then build your Railjack. At the moment, we can't fly or use the Railjack once it has been built, since this is only part 1 of 3 for the rollout of Empyrean's Grenier release, and of course, you have waiting times and build times and research times. 4 new resources have been released with this update, and they will be used in research and construction for the Railjack. More will be coming with the release of Empyrean, but for now we have 4. Those being cubic diodes, and they drop from Eximus units in the Corpus Ice Planet tileset on Europa, carbides, and drop from Eximus units in the Grenier Shipyard tileset on Ceres. Pustrals are a new mining resource on the plains of Eidolon, and they are an ore. And lastly, there is the 4th resource, which is Coppernic, and that is an ore as well, and that is found on the Orb Valis. The Orbiter's arsenal has been updated with a new space roof, new details, lighting, terminals, and overall clearer space. DE have also said your decorations should remain intact, but they may need moving or readjustment, or you can just start from scratch by using the Reset Main Room Decoration feature found in the Decorations menu. The Equinox Deluxe collection can be purchased from the in-game market for 225 platinum, and it comes with the Equinox Deluxe skin, its skin for the sword and shield weapon type, and the Circadian Sign Dana. If you only want the Equinox Deluxe skin, you can of course purchase it by itself for 165 platinum, but like usual, if you want the items from the collection at a later date and you've purchased the skins separately, you will have to pay the full price of the collection. The deluxe skin also has a skin for each stage, so night and day, just like normal Equinox. A new cosmetic bundle can be purchased for 259 platinum, and that's the Cumulus collection. Each item within this bundle can be bought separately, and they are the Cirrus shoulder plates, chest plate and leg plates, the Cumulus Syndana, and the Stratus pistol skin. DE has also released a new premium pack on the platinum purchase page, and that's the Origin pack that comes with 200 platinum and a unique Syndana. Itzul's blink has been moved to the sprint or roll key on all Archwings, but there is currently a 3-second cooldown. This universal blink cannot be affected by mods, and while it, according to DE, propels you 2 times the distance of the original blink, the cooldown doesn't bring it close to the original. Itzul's blink has been replaced with Arcline. This launches a tether towards an object or an enemy and sends the user forward towards that tethered subject. You can use it to boost your speed, although it is quite clunky. Archwing movement has also changed. First standard movement now matches the previous sprint speed, and holding the Archwing roll sprint key will activate the afterburners. Pressing or holding the spacebar while holding shift will now raise the player's altitude, and pressing or holding the control key while pressing shift will lower it. I would like to note in regards to blink, you can bind blink by going into your roll setting in the option and making it another key, and then you can press it while pressing shift, so it's not really clunky. For melee changes, DE has doubled the critical chance on melee ribbons, and those chances will double when using heavy attacks. The Amalgam Repka's True Steel mod has also had its critical chance increased to 187, which will double when using a heavy attack, and the True Punishment mod has changed to 100% additional combo count chance and minus 50% combo duration. They have increased the combo counter cap on the Vanka Prime from 220 to 240, and they've also fixed the chance to not gain combo count Riven Curse not applying at all. For the Defiled Snapdragon stance, DE has added a slash proc on the 3rd and 4th attacks in the neutral combo, a slash proc on the 2nd and 3rd attacks in the block forward combo, and the damage and combo point value of the last hit in the 3rd attack of the block and forward combo has been increased. For Kuva Liches, DE has stated they have 2 design changes to Liches to aid in the co-op nature of our missions, as well as the general mission flow. So design change 1. Rank 1, 2, 3, and 4 Liches now drop Kuva for all squad members when a Parazon is used on them. Whether that leads to the defeat or ranking up, the Kuva is yours on rank 1 through 4. They continued, you will recall there was a brief window where Thralls could drop Kuva or a Requiem relic. We removed the Kuva and are now applying it to Liches. Kuva numbers are balanced against Siphons and Kuva survival missions, and take into the account the fact that multiple Liches spawn in missions. The aim is to not make this the best Kuva run, just an added value. Siphons and other missions are meant to be the optimal path. Rank 5 Liches do not have Kuva as a drop, as they could intentionally be kept alive or a vector to acquire Kuva. The drops are rank 1, 150 Kuva, rank 2, 200, rank 3, 250, and rank 4, 300. This is lower than some discussed numbers because we are now letting it share across squad mates. And for design change 2, Liches now run away but don't rank up, if you've downed it 3 times but don't use the Parazon on them. This allows you to overpower your Lich and have it flee instead of having the only way to remove it from a mission be your failure to know a Requiem. For the changes and fixes to the Kuva Lich system, operators can no longer perform mercy kills on Larvelings or Kuva Liches. More fixes were made towards the Requiem mod UI lingering on screen perpetually after failing to Parazon stab the Kuva Lich, an issue with the Requiem mod UI lingering and not updating properly after performing a mercy on the Kuva Lich as Wisp, Kuva Liches despawning after getting downed while being temporarily friendly from Revenants in Thrall, issues with Vanquish and the Convert context action appearing on Kuva Liches for clients, Kuva Lich weapons showing as fully mastered in the player profile before hitting rank 40, Kuva Lich weapons not being localized in the end of mission results screen if you abort or look at the last mission results, and they fixed the Kuva Lich screen overlapping with the marker UI if the market is opened while viewing said Kuva Lich screen. Garuda has seen changes where DE added a projectile explosion range effect to Garuda's Dread Mirror Blood projectile for the local player, so you can now see your output. They have made a slight trim to the Bloodletting cast animation. Bloodletting now gives you 35% energy instead of 25%, and they have reduced Seeking Talon's charge time by around 15%, as well as increasing the Seeking Talon status chance from 50 to 75%, and they also fixed motion blur on Garuda's Dread Mirror. For general changes and additions, DE increased the maximum dojo room capacity from 100 to 128, added a new Captura Orbiter scene for 10 million credits, swords can now use skins, and the skin compatibility gets determined by the strike. They have restored Mirage's Eclipse, granting its light buff when Mirage is on fire and under the effect of the electricity status effect. Titania now uses the new Archwing flight model. They removed an unnecessary Railjack camera binding that was a text file path, capitalized Ember's name in her Inferno description, and they added 2 new in-game challenges, those being we're gonna need a bigger boat, where you need to enter your Drydock, and some assembly required, which unlocks after assembling your Railjack. For optimizations, DE improved handling of the Alt tab when full screen, particularly when using the experimental flip mode optimizations, and they also noted in regards to that optimization that there are known issues with experimental optimized flip mode when using on-cloned displays. They optimized the flip model work if you boot it up in native full screen before switching to borderless or windowed, made improved diagnostics for GPU driver crashes, optimized the batch removal of friends to reduce server load, and they made micro optimizations to screens with a button bar. They categorized grid UI, mod and upgrade screens, certain UI scripts, and when sorting mods by recent. For overall fixes that came in update 26.1 and as follow-up hotfix 26.1.1, DE fixed Progression Stopper in the Profit Taker fight due to an inability to rehack the console, enemies in the Mastery rank 28 test not taking damage when ragdolled by certain CC enemies, small invisible ledges sticking out along the Plains of Eidolon boundary wall closest to the ribs, a small corridor in the Grenier Shipyard tileset appearing darker than intended from the outside, the Zealot Prelay getting stuck underneath staircases in the Orokin Derelict Emissary Assassinate node, the Archwing Gox enemy ending up with Stormtrooper level aim when players are too close to it after its laser arm gets destroyed, a placeholder tag appearing in the verification prompt when trading Requiem mods, enemies losing their weapons permanently if an Ivara casts a sleep arrow on them while using a rampart, Atlas, Frost, Valkyrie, Nidus, and Oberon's left arm bending in an unsettling way when holding the Opticore with their noble animation sets equipped, the Corinth being attached to your Warframe's left hand in an awkward position if the reload was interrupted, K-Drives being able to capture cases in Fortuna bounties, rare cases of loading screens hanging when loading into the Colorus, Mercury, and Relays. They fix certain enemies, mostly Haikas, Drux, and Feral Kvass or Kubras, having poor hit detection while being held in Vauban's Bastille, passive focus buffs not being given or restored if the arsenal is entered or exited in the Simulacrum, enemies in the Gas City Sabotage not rushing when a hacking console is failed, Alad V firing his electric shield ability out of his rear during his boss fight, Ballistica's alt fire ammo not being reloaded properly for clients if equipped with mods that reload while being holstered, firing and reload animations for Titania's Hawk Moth skin for her Dexpixia Exalted weapon, the no mods mode UI prompt not appearing for clients in the Grendel locator missions, hitting an Eidolon lure with a heavy slam attack causing it to disappear after the lifted status ends and respawns far away, a level hole in the Grenier Shipyard tile set, a level hole in the Orokin Moon tile set. They fixed the counter for Razorflies missing for client Titanias until one is either killed or spawned, Captain Vor being affected by the melee lifted status in the Vor's prize quest, the Com and Kuvacom's energy ring in the middle of the weapon not using the chosen energy color, Mirage's Hall of Mirrors clones dealing modded damage in Grendel's missions, being dragged under the floor after hacking a panel in the Follow the Stalker mission in the second Dream quest, being unable to cast Nova's abilities for a period of time after casting Nullstar, Atlas being unaffected by Vauban's Vector pads, the Golden Moor in the War Within quest pursuing the player at a crawl after dropping into the pit, the Golden Moors in the War Within quest not attacking player-controlled Moors, they fixed being able to synthesis scan more than the maximum amount of scans required per target, the new message inbox status being cleared immediately when viewing a new message, and they have stated now the message title will stay bold white along with a green unopened envelope icon until you actually click off it. They fixed an inability to switch to primary from the gear wheel if no secondary is equipped, domestic drones colliding with their own spawn points, Anaros no longer using his sarcophagus if he dies at any point after using Archwing, a small collection of enemies such as sentients and amalgams when not alert, not turning around to look at you when they should, an incorrect spawn location that was located inside an ice block in the Corpus Ice Planet tileset, enemies being unable to get up if they got Rhino Stomped while they were under a heavy ground slam lifted effect, the advanced time tool in Captura causing your Warframe's upper body to swivel when aiming down sights, blocking with melee, enemy AI having trouble turning around when very close to their target, AoE or status effects, AoE status effects such as electricity or gas not occurring on killing blows, jittering issues with the Jotunheim Syandana's cloth bits, they fixed the Naru Syandana violently clipping through Warframes, Korra's movement breaking when inside a Corpus Nullifier bubble with Strangle Dome active, script errors in when Wisp casts her reservoirs, a crash when attempting to decorate your dojo, a crash when a host migration occurs, failed Kuva Lich Parazon stabs showing as 2 fails, a low number of spawns in the Rising Tides quest defense mission, an inability to dodge in Archwing, overly bright melee effects when attacking with the Asteros sword and shield skin equipped, flickering UI when viewing the Syndicate detail screen. They fixed an out-of-memory handler requiring memory to show you the error message, a script error when pressing L in the Drydock, cases where the contribution screen in the dojo would show values past the required amount, so 600 out of 45 instead of 45 out of 45. Broken lighting and reflections in the Grenier settlement tile set. They fixed a script error when attempting to change the personal quarters, and they fixed a script error that could occur if Revenant tried to enthrall without a target. So that was 26.1, The Rising Tides, and its follow-up hotfix 26.1.1. Thanks for watching.